Hey everyone, Nathan D. Gonder present. I just watched the independent short film SCP Dollhouse, directed by Stephen Hancock. A good synopsis of this film is simply this. A team of SCP Foundation operatives storm a quiet suburban home under suspicion of mysterious activity. Now there are spoilers ahead. I recommend watching the film before reading this, which I will link below. Okay, the spoilers are coming. I'm super serious this time. Please, if you don't want to have the spoilers leave, you should know this by now. I'll go ahead and say that this film is not only one of the best short horror/thriller films I've seen, but just one of the best short horror/thrillers in general. It's pretty inspiring as a film reviewer, filmmaker, and actor that this is going on short of an hour away from my home, and it makes it super hopeful for filmmaking in Missouri. But why is it so good? Well, most people my age that browsed internet horror as a teenager will know what SCP is, but for you uncultured boomers that ruined our economy, let me break it down for you. Created in 2008, SCP, which stands for Secure, Contain, Protect, is an internet horror concept about a database containing supernatural or inexplicable activity on planet Earth. Now, these events are all suspicious, but certain SCPs have certain threat levels. Some SCPs are considered safe. For instance, SCP-529, which is a cat who is literally cut in two but acts as if they're just fine. Some are Euclid, meaning that they are sentient with motives but are extremely unpredictable and can be dangerous. SCP-173 is Euclid and also happens to be the most popular one. It's the statue. You've seen it. And some are considered Keter, meaning that they are very, very dangerous, so don't piss them off. An example of this is SCP-682, which has extreme hate for all life in general. But none of that is real, so why do people like it so much? Well, it took the internet by storm, because in the wild, wild west that is www. People will believe anything as long as it's written, or in the very least, they'll suspend their disbelief to get a good spook. Same thing happened with notable internet sensations like The Rake, and of course, Slender Man. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, you know that I wouldn't do that. A lot of the material that you find on SCP is charming at best, but it has quite a bit of cringe. But SCP Dollhouse has everything that intrigues us about this concept in the first place in a mature and serious narrative. The story is very straightforward, but still pretty ambiguous, which is why it works well as an SCP film, even though the actual Foundation isn't referenced continuously. In fact, just the title of the film alone was enough to submerge me into belief. The performances were what they needed to be as well. I appreciate the fact that even though the dialogue was completely ADR'd, it seemed, these actors were still instructed to speak it, and you can tell because their masks move when they talk. That's an attention to detail that doesn't make its way into enough mainstream features today, so I appreciate it immensely. I would wonder, though, how ominous this film would have been if the soldiers didn't speak at all and communicated through gestures. But as cool as that sounds, we need some exposed dialogue to let the audience know what's going on in an SCP situation, so I'm okay with them speaking, because it's up to me. All this in mind, the physical performances sold it overall for me. It's a big task to relay a sense of atmosphere using just the eyes, and I applaud each of the screen actors for doing so, and the direction it took to perfect it. The cinematography was probably my favorite part of this film on a production level. Hancock nails it in certain shots. Two in particular stuck out. Whenever they enter the house and the camera follows them, and this hallway shot that I'll just leave here for your pleasure. I'm assuming that since the dialogue was replaced in post, that the audio was fully engineered as well. The sound designer did a really good job of making sure that everything made it in. My only gripe with that, and I guess the film overall, is that during the scene when they find the psychological file of the woman, the ADR felt a little loud in comparison to everything else that was mixed. But it was really that scene alone, and the sound mixing was excellent throughout. The sound designer/audio engineer's job is to make me think that they did nothing, and they succeeded. Citizen Kane claps all around on this film, guys. You really did it. My overall rating, 10 Keter subjects out of 10. Go watch this film again, because I'm hoping that you already have, because I, told you to. Always support short films, because not only are they a fantastic medium for filmmakers in non-credited states, but they also provide opportunities for their futures as filmmakers as well. Also, just a reminder, I have an article review of this on my website, that is www.flamingohousefilm.com. Be sure to put all of your personal information into the sign-up list. Not gonna ask for your credit card, but if you want it, send it my way. And keep your eye out for future reviews. I'll link that below as well. Just do the drop-down menu on YouTube. You know how YouTube works, I'm sorry. This has been Nathan D. Gonder. Stay Euclid, everyone.